Hey everybody, it's Queen Jelly and welcome back to my toy box. This is an adult doll and toy themed YouTube channel meant for adult collectors like myself. With that being said, today's video is going to be these three lovely dolls. This is the compilation of the three Gore-geous Oasis unboxings. I've gone ahead and cut out the intros and outros and just placed these three dolls back to back, and I hope you enjoy. Go ahead and look at our second ever Gina Fire Long doll. So this is a 125 plus looks, 19 plus surprises, Skulltimate Secrets, Monster High, Destination Gore-geous Oasis. Reveal a doll. Contains 22 parts. We have this beautiful image of her here on the front. And then here on the back, we have the three separate ghouls that we can get in the collection, which is, again, Laguna, Gina Fire, or Draculaura, with otherwise the same information. Now, with these dolls, other than this image here on the back, I really know nothing about them. They came out during my mini hiatus, and so it was a time when I wasn't really watching doll content. I wasn't purchasing dolls or keeping up with leaks or anything like that. So I really don't know anything about them. The only thing I know about them is that they seem to be, obviously they're the next part of the Skulltimate Secrets line, but they seem to be the first in possibly maybe 3 waves of destination dolls, because so far all of the Skulltimate Secrets dolls have come out in waves of 3. So, and I don't mean like 3 dolls, I mean like 3 matching sets. And we've already gotten some leaks for what might be the next destination dolls. So I'm assuming that there's probably going to be 3 sets of destination dolls, this one being the first. So they come in these cute little suitcases, which is a different shaped case than I've ever opened before. And this is the first time that we've seen these cases. But again, it's possible that we will be seeing them again soon. As far as I know, these dolls still don't come with stands. So I did bring my Amazon stands over. With the Ultimate Secrets lines, they usually kind of can use these cases as stands, but that's kind of big compared to like the way that I have the space to display the other dolls. So, and I also have her core doll back here so we can look at them side by side at the end if I remember. But here we go. So now we have the outer case off. I do apologize if there is any sort of like water gimmick or anything with these. I'm not aware of it, so I don't have any sort of water with me, but if we need it, I can go and grab it. But we have a little palm tree up here with a heart, a drink, Gina Fire Skelette. This is Gina Fire Long here. We have a little umbrella and a flower, and this part here is just a cardboard insert, but then there is a plastic case that says Monster High at the top and is spider webs design all the way around, and then there is this little golden key here which is going to open up the front, and then here on the back we have a picture of Gina Fire holding the key, the same drink and palm tree design. I do like the little handle here at the top as well. I think this is really cute, and this could be a good way to take your dolls. Like, I like to travel with dolls, so this could be a good way to travel with them. Maybe not necessarily, I'll have to see if this part can come out, but I think if it comes out then it'll be a big hole. I don't think there's anything behind it, but we'll find out. Because it is kind of very specific to the character. This is cute here on the side. It has a little, it looks like a number keypad. So 213 is the number that it's currently set to. And there is Gina Fire. Looks like she comes with 2 suitcases, or like a suitcase and a purse type bag, or a smaller suitcase and 2 bags of accessories. And then we have the doll here in the center in a kind of bathing suit like look. This is cardboard on the back, so yes, this does appear to be the same piece of cardboard from the front. Yes, so it is removable. However, if you remove it, then there is a giant gap there in the front of the suitcase. It says wish you were here. We have a picture of the 3 dolls from this line, along with, again, those same kind of like sticker details, a close-up image of the Gina Fire face. Again, all of these being drawn. None of these are like physical images of the dolls. Then we have a close-up picture of some of the accessories, and then a like selfie type shot of the 3 of them with their heads together here. And then on this side, we'll go ahead and start getting these things cut off. All right, and here is the backboard for Gina Fire. So we have kind of a pool spa looking area under the moonlight. We're kind of looking at it like through the window of like the hotel room. It's very pretty. I like all the purples and the greens. With down there, we have a vanity type area in the jade with, again, the accessories kind of sitting there on top. I think it's very pretty. It's a nice backdrop, and again, these cases could be good if you like to travel with your dolls. However, they are very specific to the character, so it's not like you could kind of just, I mean, you could, but if you picked like, say, like Abby and like threw her in there, it wouldn't be as thematic. All right, so now that we're taking a look at the instructions, it appears that it's supposed to be a key gimmick using the accessories as opposed to having a lot of room in the case. So we'll kind of open the paper bags and it should reveal the keys to open the other bags. But unfortunately, the other bags already are kind of bursting at the seams. So you don't really need the key gimmick, but you can kind of see that it's intended to have one. So bag one has a hanger, the fan, a pair of sunglasses, which I believe go this way, a second hanger, a luggage tag. It says 013 on it. Very cute. I do like this. It is quite large for them though, but I do like this. And a corset piece to go on top of her outfit. All right, then the next bag. This bag has these two tray pieces in it. These look like they like slide into something. I'm not sure what. Maybe they'll go into this bigger purple suitcase. As you can see, there's this hook here on the end and then these tracks here on the side. So like I said, I think they're drawers for something. We have two light blue shoes with clouds on them, and they look like they're tied up here at the top and then coral pearls going all the way down, and they don't have a heel area. They're just kind of lifted in the back, which I think is really cute for a cloud design. And then we have this purse, which I believe is a reference to the purse that did not win the Gina Fire Fang vote from a couple years ago. Unfortunately, that is a doll that I did miss out on because it was at a time when I did not have money to be purchasing dolls. And that is something that I still regret to this day because that's one of the most beautiful Monster High dolls that we've ever gotten. But unfortunately, it is not something that's in my collection. However, I do like this little nod to it. It's very cute. Unfortunately, it is not an openable bag or anything like that. It is just a closed accessory. I don't really mind too much because most of the bags you can open, but they don't really hold anything anyway. And then we have a smaller version of the key, and I believe that this is meant to unlock this suitcase here. It does have a little heart at the end to match this heart hole here. However, I believe we can just pull this open. There's not really much need for a key with as full as these are. So inside here, it looks like we have some more outfit pieces. So we have maybe a skirt, I believe. Here is a closer up look at that blue skirt with these kind of designs all over it. I'm not sure how I feel about this like cut here with the inner seam sticking through on the back. It looks okay on the doll, but as just a piece sitting there, it looks really odd. A jacket piece of some kind that's a little purple jacket piece. We have the headband which is actually kind of funny because I'm wearing something like this right now. I didn't even like do that on purpose, but I'm wearing my little scarf. So this is really cute. I like the jade dragons on them. It's really pretty. And I cannot wait to see this on her. And then we have a different pair of shoes here. So these are green and red. So these have the jade lions as the heels. Those are really cute. And then have the like luck knots here on the side. And the front just has kind of a circle cut out. And the toe area is actually little bridges. Those are very cute. I actually really like these ones. I think these might be the ones I put her in. I don't know how much they match the rest of the outfit though. That's the only problem. And then here is the other key meant for this box that is kind of already sitting open. I can't get it to close. I don't know if it's mine, if it's because of the accessory in it. I don't know, but mine will not stay closed. So let me know if that's something that you guys are having issues with as well. If you own this doll, please, because I don't know if mine is defective or if they're just all like that. But the last piece does come with this belt, it looks like. It looks like it has a J. Oh, I was going to say an O, but I think this is a luck charm. So it has a little J there. And then a belt buckle. And it does look like it is adjustable, which I'm not sure why you would need it to be this small. Unless you maybe wear it as like a necklace or something as well. But yeah. That's really, really bothering me that this won't close. So for right now, I went ahead and rubber banded this closed. That is something that's very, very disappointing to me because I'm not seeing like any like broken parts or anything like that. It just seems like it's not molded properly to actually stay closed. I'm probably not going to get too much use out of this anyway, so it's not the biggest of deals, but at the same time, it's kind of like a main part of the gimmick, so I think that's really disappointing that it doesn't work on its own, especially because it is very beautiful. It is this jade green skelet with the ears here on the side, and then kind of this like greebling here on the front. It's really pretty, and then has this like cloud detail around here, and it has a little faux handle, and does actually clip here on the top of the suitcase, which I think is a really nice detail. It's very like authentic to how you would carry luggage. I like the little wheelies on it. And then for this case, we have a lot of detailing on it. So you can see there's kind of these dragons here on the side with jeweling down the front and some more cloud details and a bit more filigree and another kind of flame design down here at the bottom. And again, it just opens to have these little pouches inside with a Monster High logo here on the back. And if we flip it to the back, there is another Monster High logo and some more suitcase detailing. The handle does not go up or down, but that's perfectly fine. And then the handle looks kind of like those bridge designs that we've seen before. Super cute. It's meant to just kind of sit in here. And then what I saw on the instructions is that these pieces are supposed to go in as little shelves. You just slide them in along the sides, and then you can hang their hangers on them. Also in the instructions, it shows that this piece, the reason it's kind of big is it's actually the equivalent of the key ring for this series. So that's kind of cute. It's not my favorite way we've had the keys, but again, this reveal isn't exactly my favorite reveal that we've done either. Yes, it did come with instructions, which were very helpful, but I feel like in the past they've been a little bit more self-explanatory. I don't know, this one kind of felt very all over the place. Again, especially I got really thrown off with the suitcase already being open and then having two paper bags. I didn't know which one was which. I'm not seeing any like indicators on them with like a number to say like, oh, this is the one you're supposed to open first. So I guess that was it. It was the trim color. So this one was the white one, and then this was the darker purple one. But sorry that unboxing was a little bit of a disaster. Hopefully the other two will go smoother since this was kind of our trial run. So Gina Fire has mostly black hair that is kind of belly button length or hip length. with just this small bit of purple here on the side. She has relatively minimal makeup, but that does make sense for a kind of beachy line. Not something that's super like heavy glam. I really like it. It's a purple outer eye with then like a teal on the upper lid and a little bit of gold underneath. Then she has her signature gold ears with these kind of drippy cloud earrings on either side. You can see she does have her original additional piercing down here below on this side. Her top is very simple. It's kind of a dark purple with a lighter purple foiling for some leaves on it. It is very pretty and very simple. I'm not sure how like Genifier it feels, but I don't mind it. I guess it's going more for the like cherry blossom petals, maybe is what they were going for on that one. And then she has this purple skirt. It is a different shade of purple than the top with a different shade of purple tulle on top. I don't know if it's intentionally sitting this up or it just was squished in the package. I feel like it's supposed to lay a little bit flatter, more like this. Not a super fan of this skirt, but we'll see. I might like it more than this one. I might not. I don't know. These colors are kind of all over the place. Like it's multiple different shades of purple. There's blue, there's green, there's red, there's these light blue. Like, I'm not usually one to complain when it comes to like color schemes. Like, I don't usually have to have them like super matchy, but like if you're gonna do this much purple, at least have them be similar purples. Like, I feel like none of these outfit pieces go with each other. And I'm so sorry to be so negative on this video. Like, that is never my intention with these, but like, I'm also going to tell you how it is. And I'm glad I didn't buy this doll at full price. I'm so for real right now. But maybe I'll feel different once I have her dressed up. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get some stuff on her and we'll go from there. All right. So right now I have one of each of the shoes on her, but otherwise I have all of the additional accessories placed on her. I will say I'm definitely feeling a little bit better now that the second, like, the accessories are on. I do really think they fit together a little bit better than I was expecting. It's still not great. The color story is still all over the place. But I will say that this chest plate definitely, with having this like pink and blue design in it, definitely brings this blue in a little bit better. And then I personally like the green shoes just in general on design, but I'm leaning more towards the blue just with the overall like color story. But I could see with going either way with them. Again, to be fully honest with the way that this video is going and the way this doll is going, if I hadn't promised you guys this video a while ago, I probably would scrap this. Like, it's just, it doesn't feel good. So, but yeah, I do think she does look a little bit better with some of the other accessories on. I definitely have to play around with like the exact combination that I want to display her in. I think the base doll is absolutely gorgeous. Also, these sunglasses on her are so cute. So cute. And I love the headband piece. Like, here up, amazing, stunning, love her. Here down, needs some help. So hopefully maybe we'll get some more Genifiers in the future and I can kind of combine some of those pieces together to make an outfit that I like better. Again, she's definitely growing on me with like this shrug on. I think she feels a lot fuller. I do like this chest piece here. I just have to determine which skirt I want to put her in, which, like, I would say the purple one again, just because everything else is purple, but it's such a different shade of purple. So we'll see. I'll either put her in the purple or the blue skirt, and then I will just decide on these shoes. I will say with having this belt here with the little bit of jade on it, it does help bring the shoes in so it's not as kind of all over the place. But again, I think the base doll is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just not 100% on how I feel about the outfit. And again, the reveal wasn't as nice as some of the reveals that we've had in the past. So, I hope any of that made sense. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this video. If you think differently of this Genifier, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd really love some inspiration or some personal opinions on her. Maybe this is your absolute favorite version we've ever had of Genifier, or maybe you think it's the ugliest doll that's ever come out. Please let me know in the comments down below your opinions. And then for right now, we're just going to go ahead and look at her next to her original. As you can see, there's a lot of similar color scheme going on, but at least like the purples kind of like feed into each other as opposed to being so very different that they kind of clash with each other. There is a lot of red and jade, where in this one we kind of got more of that blue tones instead of the red tones. Honestly, I think this skirt might have been a little bit nicer in red. I'm not sure. I still think it wouldn't have fit the color story. But yeah, there she is with her original next to her new one. I honestly kind of like the paler lip on her over the red lip, but I also think my red lip might be a little bit misplaced on my original. So that might be why I kind of like the pink a little bit better. So I realized I may have referenced it, but I did not talk about price or availability when I was talking about this doll. Mostly because of the multiple takes that I've had to take on her. I kind of forgot that I hadn't done that because I had started to do that in some of my other cuts. So with her, I did purchase her on sale, and then there was an additional coupon on top that got spread out between all of the dolls that I was buying at the time. So her original price is $31, $32, I think. And I purchased her for just under $20, so like $19 and some change, obviously before tax. And they were an in-store pickup, so I didn't pay for shipping or anything like that. Again, I'm very grateful that I did not pay the full price. I'm growing more and more to like this doll the more that I'm sitting with her. Again, I really like the upper half, and this cloud piece, honestly, in my opinion, really helps with the silhouette. I think that dark purple is just a little bit too dark for everything else, but this little bit of white here with this blue and pink swirl really kind of helps keep the collection together. As of right now, I do have her in the blue skirt with the green shoes, mostly because the green shoes, honestly, like I said, are just kind of my favorite between the two. And then the purple skirt I don't think is laying properly, so I think I'm gonna have to like steam it out or something before I put it on her, because to me it does look kind of like a little towel wrap here, especially with this little cinch, and I think this could be a really cute piece, but I just don't think that the tulle is sitting right. And maybe it is the way that it's designed. If, again, I'm always up for feedback in the comments, especially from people who have seen multiple creators maybe open these, because if you guys don't know, I try not to watch videos about dolls that I know I'm getting until after I've opened them, so that my opinions are my own. I'm obviously not perfect about it, like, especially if I watch, like, say someone's, like, ranking videos, or, you know, I saw somebody's video about, like, little things that they would approve on these dolls, like some extra painting details that they added and stuff. So, like, I'm not 100% blocking them out, but I'm not intentionally watching like unboxing content about them. So I hope that makes sense. So that's why sometimes I do know some like opinions and things like that, but for the most part they are my own, because I'm not watching videos about them beforehand, at least unintentionally. I hope that makes sense. I'm really having a rough time with getting this video recorded. I don't know why. Sometimes I just have a harder time with it than others. The dopamine just doesn't hit as hard, you know? But again, I'm really happy with her base doll, and I'm starting to be a little bit happier with the outfit, and hopefully when I have the other dolls, maybe they'll look a little bit more cohesive together, and it will really help bring it together. We're now on the desk with our Gore-geous Oasis Draculaura. If you saw yesterday's video, I opened Genifier, and I'm pretty confident in how I got it edited down, but when I was opening her, I was very confused and a bit stressed out. So I'm really hoping that this take 2 will be a lot cleaner, since now I kind of know what I'm doing as far as opening. Hopefully all the containers work, because that was one of my bigger gripes, honestly, was that the like this case wasn't staying closed. So hopefully this one works a little bit better, but we'll go ahead and get started with the unboxing. we have a pink case, of course, with the key here in the front that we can pop out because this is what's going to open up our case. I do really like this. I think this is cute, and I think it fits really nicely, and you don't have to worry too much about it. It's a good way to start it off. This part I like. The inner part was the part I got a little confused on. So from the front, we have very similar stickers that we did with Gina Fire, except they're in the pink and black color scheme for Draculaura. And these have some bat wings on them. And then we have her skelette here. But this umbrella and palm tree are very similar. And this is Draculaura on the front, and of course has her skelette here in the middle. This is a cardboard piece here in the center, which means there's a lot less plastic in these than there has been in the other Skulltimate secrets. Because this is cardboard, I don't think it's as protective, so you can't really use this necessarily for like long-term like storage or possibly maybe even travel. Like you could if you like packed this inside of something else, but this isn't super protective. But I do like that it reduces the plastic, since there's so many, like when you get all of them, you have so many of these cases, it's a lot. So I do like that having the cardboard here in the center reduces plastic. So of course it's a give and take. And then here on the back, we have Draculaura holding the first key in front of a like spa area. And again, those stickers, we can see all the tea ties that we're going to be cutting out from the inside. There is a skelette up here at the top, and here on the side is a faux lock that is set to 213, because these are the same mold as far as I'm aware. They're just molded in different colors. So we'll take our first key and we'll open it up, and this is going to be the reveal for the doll, as opposed to the final thing being the doll. The first thing in this one is the doll. Oh, wow, I really like her hair. I really like that shade of pink. It's like almost a neon pink. And then she's with the, wow. Okay, I've always been a Draculaura fan, but like, I feel like she's way overused in G3, so I kind of was getting a little Draculaura'd out, but this one is really pretty. Oh my goodness. And her skirt's like so much better than the Gina Fire's. Yeah, this is gonna go a lot better than yesterday's video, at least for me. All right, so we'll go ahead and get her snipped out. All right, so now that she's out of the way, we'll take a look at the instructions. So that's why I kind of think I got confused yesterday, was because usually the doll is the last thing, but in this one it seems to be the first thing. So you kind of get the doll out with the instructions that are sitting behind them, and it shows you all kind of like a silhouette of everything you're getting. But this side has the instructions. So step 1 is obviously the one we've already done, which is open it up. Step 2 is pull everything out, and then 3, we're going to start with, it looks like the white trim, and then this one's going to be the dark pink trim. So we're going to start with this bag over here. Just give it a nice snip. Okay, but this is so this is the lighter trim, but this is the stuff that's supposed to be in the other bag. Okay, so it's not just me, because like look at that, that's the lighter trim. So how are you supposed to know which bag you're supposed to open? I guess it doesn't technically matter as long as you're opening the 2 paper bags first, because they have the 2 different keys for the other bags. So I guess it technically doesn't matter, but like you can't tell me that's not the lighter bag, but it has this stuff that's shown as the darker bag. All right, that is not the end of the world. However, at least I guess that makes me feel a little bit more justified that it wasn't just me messing that up. But we have these shelves here. These will go in the side of the case, and then there'll be hangers that will hang from them. We have these really cute pearlescent shoes. So they're white with these bat wing designs on the back and some filigree around the toe area. It is all just the white. Oh, and there's little skullets at the bottom. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. And then we have the smaller key. This one will be the heart one, so this will go for the suitcase. And then we have a purse. It almost looks like a little guy because it has like 2 little arms and 2 little leg tassels. I think it's really funny. But so the handle looks like it's tied into a heart shape. We have a kind of rose like embroidery here. It almost kind of looks like the like hand embroidery. And then we have some more details up here with some pink tassels. And then the back side there is a molded on pocket. Very cute. I'm not sure how holding it will go since this handle is so small, but it is really a cute bag. All right, and then we're gonna go open the other bag that has the stuff that's in the first image on it for some reason. Unless they like gave me the wrong stuff. Nope, here's the right stuff. So I guess it doesn't really matter which paper bag you open first. This one is going to have the chest piece, which I may or may not put on her because I actually really like her shirt, unlike with Lagoon or with Gina Fire. So we have this rose petals here, so it's a dark purple rose with a lighter rose on top, and then it is made out of a pink plastic that kind of looks like it is tied together. We have 2 black hangers with skullettes in the center. We have a black version of the D tag. This is the key ring for these. And then we have some sunglasses. So these are cute. They're little like triangle shapes with some pink bat wings and roses on the side. I feel like the rose is kind of like a new motif for her. I don't think we've seen her with rose petals before, so that's really pretty. It kind of makes sense because I feel like the Gina Fire like very poorly attempted to have cherry blossoms, so it makes sense to kind of have like a flower theme going for these dolls overall. And then here is a fan for Draculaura. I like the heart shape, and then it has some roses on it with a heart here in the center. The back side is blank, but it really helps you see that sculpt, which is really nice. All right, and then our next step is the case, so we'll take that out now. You're supposed to use the key to open it, but once you take this rubber band off, it just opens itself. So the first thing we have are some more shoes. So these are kind of a shimmery, slightly see-through, mostly solid, like pinky purple shoe with some black roses on the front and a like khaki sole with some spider webs designs at the bottom. I do feel like this kind of matches her outfit. However, I'm kind of digging the white shoes a little bit more, but we'll see what I decide with the final outfit. But these are cute. I don't know. There's something about these white shoes that are like really, really adorable to me. But I will say these do feel a little bit more within the like beachy Oasis theme. I think these are really cute. All right, so for her bubble skirt, we have this white, oh, they're actually shorts on her. So it is white with pink detailing. So we have like a bat, looks like maybe an umbrella and some more rose details. Oh, that's really cool with the Transylvania castle there. Unfortunately, almost everything on the shorts is upside down. But it is really cute. I really like these. And then here is her headscarf, which she'd definitely be wearing. It is red and black with roses on it, and some bat designs on the trim. I don't know, this Draculaura is really, especially like, this is totally 180 from how I felt about the Laguna. I mean, oh my gosh, the Gina Fire. And this pink little shrug. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Now this kind of, it kind of goes with the shorts. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Too many good options. That's so funny. Okay. And then there should have been, here it is. Here's the key that you can see that's meant for this one. Here is the moment of truth, because this was the case that was really frustrating for me yesterday. So fingers crossed. And this one works. So I think it was just a mold error with my Gina Fire. But this one has bat wings here at the top with little bows, and then we have the locking mechanism on the front and a little skullette design, as well as some tiny little wheels. And then these back here are so that it can latch onto the top of the suitcase like that. All right, we pop that open and we have a light pink belt inside with some silver detailing. We have a D there for Draculaura, a painted heart, an unpainted heart, and a bow, and another unpainted heart, and some more unpainted hearts and chains around the back. And it does appear to also have the double waist adjuster. All right, so before I get her in, before we look at her, we will look at the backdrop here. So we have this really beautiful oasis. You can see the chairs back here and an umbrella, and it's all in this dark pink, reds, and purples. Like, this is gorgeous. This is the color scheme that I want to see for Draculaura. I love these darker tones. And then here on the side, we have that picture of the three of them. We have Draculaura by themselves, picture of some of their accessories, and then the back of the three of their heads. And look at they're making little heart hands, and you can see their bandanas. As someone who wears headbands and bandanas on their regular, I'm definitely keeping the bandanas on all three of them, no matter what. But this is actually, again, a total 180 from how I felt yesterday. So I'm really super happy. We'll look at Draculaura. Obviously, she starts without shoes on, and then we have her kind of like cover up skirt. So we have a purple base layer with a pink tulle trim and a red tulle on top of that with a little cinch here. And then she has a black top with shiny roses on it and little bats. Her earrings are hearts with tassels underneath. And then she has a kind of dark pink lip. She has black bat wings under her eyes and pink and red eyeshadow, as well as her heart over here that she usually has is kind of in a dark pink. And then this gorgeous, like, bright pink hair. She just has a little bit of black here in the bangs. And I mean, it's not the softest, but it's pretty soft. I also just noticed that her top is a choker halter, which is super cute. Oh my goodness, I love her. This, I mean, honestly is fighting for my favorite Draculaura right now. Like, I'm literally looking at my shelves and I'm trying to pick out one that I like more. And I don't know, she's really fighting for the top spot. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of her accessories on and we will take a look at her then. So here she is with some of the alternate pieces on. So at first, I honestly, as I was putting all the light pieces on, I was like, I don't know, like, I like the parts, but I don't really necessarily like them on her. Like, I definitely want to stick with like the darker colors. And then I put the headband on and there was just something about the way that it had the light and the dark colors in it that just pulled everything together. And I mean, even this lighter look just is stunning. Now, I really wish that I had a second one of these Draculauras. This is the Iridescent. So Skulltimate Secrets Wave 2. These are the ones that I want seconds of all of them, and I have one of each of these because they came and disappeared so fast. It was hardly, like, I'm lucky, like genuinely lucky that I even have one set of them, because like these disappeared so fast. It was ridiculous. This was early G3 when like stuff was coming and going, but this was the fastest, I think, of all of them, especially with how like beautiful these were. But like, imagine this like light pink outfit on her with her light pink hair. Oh, I love it. But yeah, this just, again, this Draculaura eats, okay? Like, I really was not expecting that. So I am genuinely so happy with her. I definitely have to play around and figure like what combination of things I want to wear. I don't think I want to keep this because I really like this top, but then it makes like this white not really fit in as well. So I don't know, just kind of trial and error for her, but I'm overall really happy. Let's really quickly. This is what I did with Gina Fire, so we could see both of them on there. So that's what the other shoe looks like with this particular outfit. She's so pretty, guys. And there's her sunglasses on, which I don't always remember to do, but I did this time. So there she is. But overall, this Draculaura, I'm sorry, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. And that's a lot. Like I said, I kind of gotten a little overwhelmed with Draculaura. I think one of the other ones that I need to open, I'm really gonna like too, though. The Rose Party one, I have a feeling I'm gonna like her. But just really quick before I forget, in case you guys haven't seen one of these before, these drawers here slide into the side, and then the hangers can hang off of them like that. Just so you know if you cared. But yeah, I'm genuinely surprised with how much I love this Draculaura. So, honestly, I think that's about all that I have to say, though. I mean, except for the fact that, like, I personally could go on forever and ever, which is the whole point of me having this channel, so that I could talk about it, because I don't get money off of this channel. I don't anticipate getting money off this channel for a while. I hope to one day, fingers crossed, but like, that's not why I do it. I do it because I just want to have a space to talk about dolls, and I love her so much, and she's so pretty. I haven't needed a duplicate Draculaura, I think, ever. This one might be an exception, guys. I mean, except, like I said, I kind of wanted this one as a duplicate, but I've never been able to find her. But I could still find her. Not for $20, though. I'll wait until they're a little bit cheaper. But, gosh. I don't know the last time I've done such a glowing review. Alright, so here we are on the desk. Not to ruin the YouTube magic for you, but I did pre-film all of my intros at the same time, so that's why they kind of look, they were all filmed the same day, but I was actually filming them one at a time, just because the editing, processing, and uploading process takes so long. It's easier to film, completely process the video, and then go back to the next one, but I usually can only get about one video a day at that rate, so I did have to film them back to back to back, and unfortunately I had to skip a day because I was working extra hours at work. So now trying to get this, I'm filming it the night before it's supposed to go up. It goes up at noon, and it's now currently 10 o'clock at night. And so I apologize if I'm a little bit off. I don't think I really will be, but I just wanted to let you know that it is kind of late for me, because I work in the very early AMs, usually start around 6 a.m. So this is kind of late for me, but I am trying to get this video out for you guys as promised. So wish me luck. Anyway, here is Laguna's box, pretty similar to the other ones where we have Laguna here on the front. 125 plus looks, 19 plus surprises, destination Gore-geous Oasis, reveal a doll. And then on the back, we again have the image of the 3 different options. This is the last one for this series. I'm kind of curious to see how it goes, because the Genifire one I wasn't super fond of, and then the Draculaura one I was actually surprisingly happy with. So let's hope that Laguna's in the middle. That's all I have to say. Or even better than Draculaura. That would be even better too. But let's hope she's at least in the middle. Let's be realistic. Okay. Just one more quick note, not related to the doll, but just letting you guys know, I did start using a new editing software lately, so I do apologize if things feel a little bit clunky or different. I'm still getting used to the new program, so the volume of the background music is really an issue for me. I have it in the last video, the Draculaura one, that was the first one using that program, and I had it set to literally volume 5, and it still felt too loud. So I do apologize about that. I'm still figuring it out, so stick with me on there. Anyway, this is the inner case for Laguna. I'm just going to go over it as if you've never seen one of these before, just in case. This is an outer plastic shell with a cardboard here portion in the center. It is a pretty sturdy cardboard, so you could use this to carry your dolls places. However, I would still just be careful with it because it is just cardboard. Again, that means pros and cons. Pros is a lot less plastic waste, especially when you're purchasing all of them and you already have a lot of big plastic cases from all the previous ones. but the con is that it's not as protective if you did want to use it as a actual storage case for your dolls. So I do like I said, they reduce in plastic though. So however, I feel like out of all of them, this is the one series that I would have liked to have a solid front on it, because this is so convenient for traveling and taking your dolls places for like pictures and stuff like that. And especially it is a travel based theme, but I do appreciate the reduction in plastic. So we have our drink for Laguna, which has this little tentacle coming out of it. Like the others, they have their heart up here and then a palm tree, and then down here is an umbrella. For Laguna, it's a little conch shell, and of course it says Laguna Blue and has their skelet here in the center. And then on the back is Laguna holding the key, and then the same stickers. I really like the color scheme for this one, the teal and like bright pink. This is a really nice combo. So all right, with these, the reveal is immediate, so we will see our doll all right away in 3, 2, 1. Okay, she's cute. Not as blown away as I was with Draculaura. I feel like the stars across her face are kind of dark, so they kind of stand out a lot. Let's see what she looks like a little bit closer in a moment. So we do have an instruction sheet in here. There's not too much to follow though. So it shows on the bag that you can open it in a particular order. I've tried to figure out what the order is for the bags on these. I've gotten it wrong both times. Maybe third time's the charm. I don't think it really matters between 3 and 4. And then the rest are technically based on the keys. However, the keys are not necessary for opening the dolls. So what steps 3 and 4 are opening these paper bags here with the accessories. So as you can see, there is a lighter trim and a darker trim, but other than that, there is no indication, no numbers or different images on them to show you which one would be which. On the instructions, it looks like bag number 2 or step number 2 is the lighter bag, but this also feels really heavy, so this is probably the second bag because I can feel the shoes in there. So this is going to be the actual accessories in step 1. Or it should be. Yep. All right, so for the identification tag, Laguna has a silver one. This doubles as the key ring for the reveal keys. We have a pair of blue sunglasses. Oh, those are really cute. So they're kind of a transparent blue with a little silver squiggle across the top. Oh, there's the corset top. So for Laguna, it is pink with pink, white, and orange shell on the front. Kind of looks like a lesbian flag. Not gonna lie, I really like that. And then we have a little pearl detail here in the center, and it is pink the rest of the way around. It does look really nice though with this kind of like coral detail. The pink makes sense. And then we're gonna take out the hangers. They are in like kind of a teal blue. And then here is her fan. Okay, so it's printed on the other side. It's quite an interesting shape. And here is the print. We have a shell in the middle and kind of a fan design around the, or like a feather design around the outside with kind of some ribbon detail here in the middle that I think are supposed to kind of look like tentacles. It's quite an interesting looking fan. I like it. I feel like it probably has like a specific cultural representation. So if you guys know about that, please let me know. Bag number 2. All right, so we have our shelves. They do kind of look like little drawers, but they are actually shelves that you put in this direction with the hard top on the top. The reason I know that is because of this hook right here. This hook is meant to hold their hangers. So it only works if it goes this way. If you put it in like a little drawer, then there's nowhere for you to hang up the hangers. But these just go in the case so you can use it as a playset. Then the shoes are these silver shoes with lots of little details, it looks like. So we kind of have maybe like, I would say maybe like a Mayan design. Is that crazy? That's kind of like these spirally like staircases. They almost kind of look like blocky versions of the hill from Nightmare Before Christmas. And then on this side, we kind of have a fish skeleton. So you see here's the head, the body, and then the tail. And then it looks like a pyramid down here. So maybe it is supposed to be like Mayan details, which also would kind of explain the feather fan. These are pretty interesting, actually. And then we have this little like faux toe ring here. And then the strap around. This is a very interesting shaped shoe as well. That's a very unique mold. And then for her purse, it is kind of a light pearl with a pink, yellow, and blue gradient on it. And sculpting on the back. It's very pretty, but I just, overall, this series is just, even Draculaura that I really like has had an issue with color matching. Like, it's just like every shade of whatever color the character has is in here. It's not like this hanger matches the suitcase, but like this light blue, where's that? That's not anywhere. I guess the suitcase kind of matches the skirt a little bit, but like there's light blue, medium blue, turquoise. Like the color schemes in this series are just kind of all over the place. And I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but, and here's the thing, like, again, if you saw my Draculaura video, it's not always a bad thing. Like, I don't feel like they always have to match exactly to like every item in their set, but like, I feel like these were kind of, each piece was thought of individually. They weren't really thought of like, how does this look all together? Does that make sense? But here is the suitcase. So it has this little heart shape here, which you're meant to put the key in and use as a handle. However, not necessary. There's no actual locking mechanism. It's literally just a hole. We'll get there in a second. Be patient. There is a shell here on the outside. There is an anchor underneath it, some tentacles on the side, and a lot of like net and like wave designs all the way around the edge. I actually really like the sculpting for this suitcase. I think this is really cool. And then here's the handle. They all look the same. I thought it was a bridge design in Genifier's because it looked very similar to kind of like a Chinese or like it looked to me like Oriental architecture. So that's why I thought it was specifically for Genifier, but this is the handle that they've used on all three of them. It doesn't collapse because this actually clips here on the front of it. If we open up the inside, we have yet another color. This is the key that will go with the smaller suitcase up here. Here is the bandana, which has consistently been my favorite part of this series. We have a shell here that looks like it's being bit on and being held down by tentacles with a little pearl in the center. We have two anchor designs as well as some more tentacles here, and then a conch shell up here at the front. I really like how this kind of ties in the other designs. We have some pink and green designs here. I do like that this brings in new like motifs for them. So like Draculaura had a lot of like rose designs, which isn't something that we typically see with Draculaura, or at least that in the dolls that I've opened. I don't think Genifier really got anything too new for her, but I feel like these kind of like more blocky designs are pretty new for Laguna. All right, then we have the shrug, which, Laguna's is a shorter sleeve one. The other two were like full length, but this is kind of like a little knit. It's kind of in a mint color, so again, introducing even another color into this collection. And then we have pink skirt. So hers is just a regular skirt. It has, let's see, some white embroidery on it. Looks like a skelette here, maybe a barrel with a tentacle coming out of it. This is really hard to read, and this has been my favorite piece in the other ones just because it's so unique and very specific to the characters. Like I can see, like, here's an anchor. Hey, it's editing Jelly here, and I wanted to let you know it is currently 12:30 in the morning, and I'm trying to get this edited, and for some reason YouTube Create decided that this 6-minute clip was not good enough to use and refused to import it into the editing software. So I'm just going to go back to using iMovie for editing, especially because I think the YouTube Create app might be stealing my content for AI usage, which I do not approve of. Now, I know G3 Laguna is Honduras, which I believe is also where some of that like reference is coming from, but because of the way that this is cut off, I can't really like tell for sure what some of these things are, because like for like they have on the other two, they have like a Transylvanian castle or like what looks kind of like a temple on them. So it's obviously meant to like represent their culture, but again, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like this like white on pink is just really hard for me to tell exactly what the images are. And then we have some pink shoes. These are really tall. Wow. So we have the seashell heel here. We have kind of a pearl stream going up the center and kind of like a knotted rope design here around the top. And I like these like strands down here, kind of looks like they should have little pearls on them. Obviously there's no painted detail other than this strap right here. Blank bottoms. Some of the other ones have had sculpted bottoms, so that's why I wanted to check. Let me check the gray ones. Oh, these do have sculpted bottoms. So there's a skelet there in the middle, with just a lot of shapes around them. I mean, like I can see some squares, I can see some dots. Like I'm not seeing like a particular pattern to them, but they are really cute. I'm trying to get them to focus. The ring light with the silver is not a great combo. All right, so that is the accessories from here. And then next we're going to take this suitcase off. All right, so if you guys watch my Gina Fire video, I know I'm talking a lot about the other two, but that's what I have to go off of. The case kept popping open and wouldn't stay closed. The Draculaura one I didn't have an issue with, and now I'm not having an issue with the Laguna one. So for some reason, I just got a defective case with Gina Fire. But here is Laguna's case. I do like, you can kind of see a little bit of sparkles embedded in the plastic, which is really cute. We have some shells up here, kind of like what she has on her forehead. Fins here on the side. And of course, the whole thing is shaped like a skelet. And then the handle is a pearl sculpt. The little wheels on the side are my favorite. And then like I was saying earlier, this just clips here on the front. And then we open it. It should just have a belt inside. So for Laguna's, it is white with pink detail. So we have an anchor, a flower with an unpainted shell right above it, and an L for Laguna. All of these have come with an adjuster, so you can wear it smaller or bigger. I'm not entirely sure, like, I guess if you wear it like exactly on their waist, they can kind of wear the smaller size, but I think the smaller size is kind of unnecessary. But I don't know. Let me know how you styled yours. If you did use the smaller one, did you use it in a different way than as a belt? Was it just so it would sit higher on their body? Like, let me know, because I'm curious. All right, before we go to the doll, take a quick look inside the case. So all of them have had this kind of like pool area outside the window. I like the moon here. We have a jellyfish chandelier. That's really neat. Of course, tentacles everywhere. This kind of looks like a little mimic down here. Their sunglasses, their fan, a little pearl, and some flowers. And then on this side, this has been consistently my favorite side. I love the images of all of them together. So for Laguna, we have this in their little like heart cave. The accessories, Laguna, and then in this one, they're all showing off their fans. All right, so put that to the side for now because it keeps wanting to fall over. Here is Laguna. I really like this hair color for her. So we have a lot of blue and then just a little bit of blonde here at the top. That's been pretty consistent with this series where it's mostly one color and then just a touch of the other. And just like the rest of the series, the hair has been fairly soft. Hers does feel a little bit greasy, but nothing terrible. On her forehead, she has blue scales and then darker pink scales on the outside. She has her teal eyebrows and then teal and pink eyeshadow. Her eyeshines are bubbles. And then she has stars all across her nose, as well as some little freckles that are in like a dark teal. Her earrings are a fish hook with a skelet and a net coming off of them. They do appear to be the same on both sides. Her her little tank top is a dark blue with shiny details. So I can see like a seaweed. I can see a conch shell. I do like this design, but I feel like in such a small scale, so much of it gets cut off that you don't really get the full effect of having something with this kind of like sporadic print. And then we have this skirt here. So it looks like there is a black mini skirt underneath with a fuller teal layer on the outside and another like lighter teal trim. And this one cinches on the side rather than in the front. And then I really like this detail here. We have some scaling kind of going up her knee. This is very unique for this Laguna. So we have like a teal, like kind of like I said, kind of like scales, kind of suction cuppy design. Unfortunately, there is a small flaw in mine, but it's a very small one, so it's not that big of a deal. And then, of course, her fins and her translucent lower legs. So rather than having a little bit of pink here like we usually would see where it kind of like fades up, we brought the teal up into the knee area instead of bringing the pink down into the lower knee, is what it looks like to me anyway. All right, so I'm going to pause right here. I'm going to play around with some accessories and then we'll come back. So like I did with the other two, I will have to decide what I personally want to keep on them later, but I did just put essentially everything on there that I could so we could kind of look at it. Now, I will say that I feel like these second pieces do kind of help with the like color identity, kind of like how this chest piece really helped Gina Fire. Because I feel like these pinks at least go together. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's just a pink thing that I don't mind different shades of pink. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that my eyes work. Again, like having color schemes. I know a lot of people like complain about color schemes and I usually don't have that same issue. I don't know what it is about this specific series that to me just kind of feels a little bit all over the place. But anyway, like I said, I feel like this isn't too bad. Again, I did put one of each shoe on so you could kind of see it, but the pink definitely works with the pink skirt. I really like this little cutout here. I think this is really cute. And again, the shell piece here really helps pull in all the pink. And this teal isn't too bad. It's not like, again, it doesn't match, but it doesn't clash as much as I kind of expected it to when you have all of the other pink options on, especially because there's not like other blues going on in this outfit. Obviously there's a little bit here, but it's not too much. And then of course there's the bandana, which having the black on there really does help. I know that these are meant to be mix and match series, and sometimes mix and match series can get too much, like this is clearly one outfit and this is clearly the other outfit, but at the same time I feel like this is almost too much. Like these are all just a bunch of random pieces that they kind of threw together and hoped that it worked. Like I said, there are ways to make them work. Overall, like I'm really happy with the base dolls on all of these. I think the teal here, I think I would have liked it was a little bit lighter, just for honesty's sake, but other than that, I think that I will like them once I find a combination that I like. Again, this outfit isn't too terrible when it's all together, so I may end up leaving this on her, but I don't want to make them all like wear the exact same parts. I just, with the Skulltimate secrets, because I'm only displaying one version of each of them, I don't have like infinite time, space, or money to have multiple copies of each of these dolls. I do like to try and show off a different amount or like a different outfit on each of them, even though yes, they all are completely unique to the characters. They're still a like matching piece for each of them. So I like to kind of have a different variety on the dolls when I'm displaying them. I am an accessory like hoarder, especially when it comes to like wearable accessories. So I do tend to like put like everything in the kitchen sink on them when they're being displayed. However, I still like the base outfit to look a little bit different. So that's why I might keep the other skirt on this Laguna just for like making her slightly different. All right, so this is a bonus clip that I'm adding here at the end of these compilation videos, kind of a thank you if you watched all the way through. I'm going to just kind of show you the outfits that I end up picking for the three of them to wear. As you can see, I kind of looked at all three of them together and kind of wanted to make sure that I was displaying a different variety of outfit types on them, using a different variety of the pieces that they came with. I also stepped away for them for a little bit and came back and decided that I still enjoyed the way they looked. Of course, it's always fluid. I could change them later, but this is what I have them in right now. So I do have their shrugs on all three of them. I think that's a really big piece and is kind of fundamental, I guess, to this collection. Along same thing with the bandanas. All three of them are wearing those as well, and they're all holding their purses. However, I did two of them in the tall shoes and one of them in the short shoes, and then two of them with the big skirt and one without. And I did two with the chest piece and one without. And I did two of them with sunglasses and one without, just to kind of get some variety in the looks. And I really liked, I wasn't sure at first because there's a lot of colors going on in this collection. And I could have gone with the all pink outfit here for Laguna, but I wanted to get some of the teal in because their base design is pink and teal. So I wanted to have both colors. So that's why I did go ahead and go with this skirt. I contemplated giving this tulle skirt, the purple one, to Gina Fire instead of putting the teal one on her. But I really like the pattern on this skirt, even if I'm not the biggest fan of the way that it's cut. So I just thought that this was the best way to keep them, at least for right now. Like I said, I can change it later. Draculaura is the one that I definitely, other than the fact that I also really like the other skirt, I'm definitely not going to, I don't see myself changing this one. I really like how this came out. The other thing I want to point out that with Draculaura that went like straight over my head. So I did bring down the Iridescent Draculaura and I put them right next to each other. And not until when I was editing did I realize that the Iridescent Draculaura is essentially the opposite for this Draculaura. So the Iridescent has a really like light pastel hair, and then the whole outfit is a very dark and heavy pink. And then this Draculaura has a really dark, heavy pink, and then these heavy black bangs, and then her whole outfit is very light and pale, obviously, like with the exception of this, but the other one has some lighter colors on it too. But I'm just saying, like, as an overall, like, the main color scale is lighter with the dark hair, and then the other one is the reverse of its the main scale of the outfit is dark with the really light hair. So I think that's kind of funny that they're like basically like palette swaps of each other, if that makes sense. And that, like, I was literally talking about how much I would like that one with the light outfit on. They're literally just opposites of each other. And I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah. So here are my girls. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Again, something as simple as leaving a like on the video can really help it get into the algorithm. So I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And also, again, if you do interact with the channel, I appreciate that as well, but not necessary. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you real soon in the next one. Bye.